blacks started feeling it into the prison more, and they created this system called brotherly love overrides oppressive destruction, which stood for blood. And it became a union so that if you got in trouble in the streets, then you had a family inside the prison system too.
When I became a blood, now it was more so I had an authority. Now I am the authority. And that culture is just very much different because it's like the worse you do, the bigger you are. At that point, we weren't the strongest. We weren't the most. It was a gang that was bigger than us. There was a Hispanic gang, the Latin Kings. They were the majority. We were the minority. I ended up putting in a lot of work, and by putting the work, I mean a lot of physical contact, a lot of violence, a lot of stabbings, a lot of cuttings. So now when I say jump, now it's for real. Now it's you're gonna jump. And if you don't do it, I got 35 other people in here that's gonna make you do it.
When the Bloods were created, they was putting fear in a lot of people. It was very few of our people who stood their ground.
And it became this whole type of system that was with the Latin gangs 10 years prior was now with the Bloods and the Crips and other gangs, where they had control, and the officers gave them power, gave them drugs, gave them influence, right? And the COs always was the oppositional gang. Whether they was a secret member of this gang, they was an entire gang themselves, and that's the way they portrayed themselves.
There's a saying that it doesn't matter if you have a uniform on, right? That says correction officer or one that says inmate. You're still doing time.
Well, being an inmate and being a CO is like a very thin line. Time stops for them too when they come to Rikers Island. It's only one bridge in and one bridge out. There's some COs that are real cool. You know, there's some COs that really understand the system, and they try to prevent these young people from coming back by talking to them.
The majority of the officers on Rikers Island are minorities. They come from where we come from. They grew up where we grew up at. Somehow they just never made it to prison.
My aunts and my sister, captives on Rikers Island, and my dad and my mom, federal court officers. Because I couldn't tell anybody I was related to this person. I would just see, you know, family in the corridor while I'm going to eat and just give them the wink.
You know, I done bought drugs from correction officers who told me they're gonna send me to the box if I don't pay them. You know, things like that. And all of that made me say, well, you know, you're just like me, you know. We're all criminals in here.
I remember when the security officers, the head of security, left me an Allen key to open my window frame so I could hide my pouches in the frame of the window.
Rikers Island is a multi-billion-dollar industry, not just for the city and the county, but also for drugs and corruption. You say a $5 bag of weed in the streets is actually $100 on Rikers Island. A $11 pack of cigarettes is almost $200 on Rikers Island.